I understand that. And the thing is that Bitcoin is a type of cryptocurrency. And that's the thing. And so Bitcoin was the first one. It was the first cryptocurrency that came out. Now, think of it in this way. Blockchain technology is that underlying technology that allows for you to have cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, like Ethereum, right? What blockchain allows for you to do, have you ever used Google Sheets?
Yeah.
Okay. So
that was Dr. Jamar Montgomery. He's passionate about blockchain, AI, and their applications in the modern world, with a background deeply rooted in politics, law, and crypto. So if you ever wanted to invest in Bitcoin and crypto and how to finally understand how to make some real money, this is the show for you. Welcome to another episode of the Online Marketing Secrets Podcast. So like and share this episode, and let's get started.
Sit back and relax and get ready for another exclusive episode of the Online Marketing Secrets Podcast with Lopez.
This episode is sponsored by FindFlightsAndHotels.com. Looking for the perfect summer vacation destination for you and your family? FindFlightsAndHotels.com has got you covered. From tropical beaches to cultural adventures, our brand new travel website is your one-stop shop for booking the unforgettable family vacation you've been dreaming of. Discover amazing deals, top-rated accommodations, and unbeatable flight options, all in one place. Say goodbye to stress and hello to endless fun in the sun. Don't miss out on creating cherished memories with your loved ones this summer. Visit FindFlightsAndHotels.com now and start planning the getaway of a lifetime.
So once again, thanks for coming on. And where are you from?
Man, I'm from everywhere. Grew up in California, spent my summers in Texas, spent 8 years in Louisiana, did some disruptive work in DC, and now I'm in Seattle, Washington.
Nice. So how'd you get into NFTs, technology? How'd you make that transition from military life to NFTs and technology? Because I don't understand NFTs. I don't know how it works. So but I'm still curious. So how'd you get into all that?
Man, so my first degree was in engineering. So I'm a mechanical engineer by trade. So I always stayed up to date on technology, and I actually found out about Bitcoin while I was working for the Navy. But there was a lot of misinformation about Bitcoin, and they were like, oh, the only people who use it are people who are on the dark web and money launderers and sex traffickers and things like that. So having a clearance, you don't want to have nothing that jeopardizes it. So I just I stayed aware of it. That was in 2012. But later on, I kept my ear to the streets about crypto and blockchain. And then in 2016, I started really going down the financial education rabbit hole and really started learning about money and the Federal Reserve. And then this thing about crypto came back up. And I read the white paper. And specifically, I read the Bitcoin white paper. And I was like, okay, this is something. But I read the Ethereum white paper. And that's what did it for me. And what a white paper is basically, it lines out what their goals are, what it is, and how it works. And what I saw was this computer, or this computing system that was in the cloud. Now, instead of just with Bitcoin having digital money, you now have it with Ethereum, this digital network upon which you can also utilize the crypto as money, but it also operates as a computer, meaning I can run apps on it. I can build and run apps on it. So the crypto not only acts as money, but it also acts as access. If I want to utilize that app, or what we call dApps, distributed apps, if I want to use, or decentralized apps, If I want to use that, now I have to have this particular crypto in order to do it. So almost think of it as when you're going to Chuck E. Cheese, and the only thing that works inside of Chuck E. Cheese are the tokens. You might have money, but you have to convert it into Chuck E. Cheese tokens so you can put it in the machine. And each machine is a dApp, right? And the Chuck E. Cheese is the entire Ethereum network. So as I started to drive down that rabbit hole and see how things were, I made investments in it, and I did pretty well as a result of some of those earlier investments.
Oh, that's nice, man. See the way you explained it, man. I've never met anyone that explained it that way. Because I used to ask people, "Hey, what's Bitcoin? What's crypto?" No one was like, "I don't know, man. It's just, man, I just put money in there, man, and it went up, and I just, nobody could really explain it to me." And I'm like, I'm not going to invest in anything if you can't tell me what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like I think like in the beginning, Bitcoin was like kind of a hype, in the beginning, because it was new. People, it started to spread like wildfire online, right?
Yes.
And then when crypto came out, people started to this made it seem like Bitcoin and crypto was the same thing. I'm like, well, how can it be the same thing? It's a different name and different platforms. So I'm like, so that made me kind of like fall back. I'm like, I don't know what that is, what crypto is. I'm just, I'm just going my own separate way,
Yeah,
So
I understand that, and the thing is that Bitcoin is a type of cryptocurrency, and that's the thing. And so Bitcoin was the first one. It was the first cryptocurrency that came out. Now think of it in this way. Blockchain technology is that underlying technology that allows for you to have cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, like Ethereum, right? What blockchain allows for you to do, have you ever used Google Sheets?
yeah.
Okay. So if you've used Google Sheets before, then imagine a Google Sheets in which everybody is able to see who is on the Google Sheet. They're watching everybody put entries in, and nobody can erase any entry after one's been made. So, you shared your Google Sheet with like 1,000 people, and you have everybody, putting in their entries, and those entries are transactions. Bob sent this to Jim. Jim sent this to Jill, right? Those transactions are all being logged, but anybody who has an account can write, but nobody can erase.
Okay. So it's safe.
It's very safe. It's very safe.
Okay. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah. See, again, I never heard nobody explain it like that.
Yeah.
So that's good. So, then you have some people started saying that well, I think at the time they were saying that Bitcoin was going to replace certain currencies, and that actually did happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I will say this is that it didn't necessarily replace, but it became an alternative.
yeah.
And one of the places in which it became an alternative was in El Salvador.
Yeah.
But El Salvador just recently folded because they needed a loan from the IMF, which is the International Monetary Fund. They were utilizing it as legal tender, and that was an experiment that they were using. The challenge is with Bitcoin, you have to have internet access, or you have to have a phone, and they created their own wallet, their own digital wallet on your phone that you could use so that you could make payments. But there's a lot of infrastructure that needs to be in place before you're able to utilize Bitcoin for everyday purchases. You got to have good internet infrastructure. You got to have people who are literate in some ways, right? Literate enough to utilize the app. Then you got to make sure that you have cell service around you, right? So all these things that need to be in place, and then on top of that, that's just to use it. The financial infrastructure on the back end that allows it to tie in with some of your banking systems.
Okay, I see. So how'd you know you could well first of all, how'd you know you would even like this line of work? What made you say, hey man, I want to get into this much more in the beginning?
I drove down a rabbit hole, and when I mean a rabbit hole, I was up. I get home. It was like I ate and slept crypto. I ate and slept it. I saw that the how revolutionary this technology was, and I just dove in deep.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, this is it. This is the future. I know it. I feel it, and I ran with it.
Gotcha, man. Because I saw a video of you speaking in front of an audience. And that's another thing. What I guess based on your experience, as far as, do people actually want it, or interested and want to hear, or they want more of this, or to utilize it in some type of way?
Absolutely. Some of the world's largest organizations are involved in crypto, and in fact, JP Morgan Chase has been involved in crypto since 2016, even though Jamie Dimon talks trash about Bitcoin. Fidelity Investments has been involved with utilizing crypto since 2014, right? There's these large household banking and financial institution names that have been involved in crypto. I mean, Boeing is a council member for Hedera, right? So there's real uses of this technology, and large names and respected names that are in this space.
Yeah, that's good, man. Because when I first learned about it, I thought, I don't know where it's gonna. People would ask, "Hey, where do you think it's gonna go?" I'm like, I don't know. They did the same thing with the internet. When the internet became kind of popular, I guess you would say, to the common people, as far as access goes, anyway, they said, "Oh, the internet, that's just something, whatever. That's for college kids, or And then so they kind of like didn't really take it serious until just like you said, but in my mind I said, hey, I don't know what bank is going to be. As soon as some big institution get up on it or invest money into it, that's when people are going to take it serious, and it happened.
It's been happening. Like I said, it's been quieted on the back end. And the reason why it's been quieted on the back end is so that they can accumulate a lot of it before they can say that it's safe. And then by that time, much of the opportunity has gone away, right? Crypto operates like venture capital for the 99%. Oftentimes, people who don't have a net worth, who don't have an income of $250,000 a year, or an income worth of assets worth $1.5 million. Basically, people who are known as accredited investors. Accredited investors make a small portion of the country, but it's usually only accredited investors who have access to venture capital deals. And what venture capital deals are, before a company like Uber goes public, meaning that they offer shares for the public to buy, they usually have venture capital deals where these venture capitalists invest very early into the company, and then when it's time to go public, they're selling off their early shares that they bought for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100x. And crypto is the first time that people have been able to invest in smaller companies and smaller technology without having to be an accredited investor. But with that, are there risks? Absolutely. We've seen the scams. We've seen what we call rug pulls, right? Where they promote the coin, it runs up, and then the original founders pull their money out. Everybody sees the founders pull their money out, and then the token crashes, right? Those kinds of things, we see that in the space. but the for every one rug, there are 30 projects that are actually trying to do the right thing, that are doing the right thing, and that are building and actually trying to provide value to the space.
Yeah, I was one of those people that they got me. Someone got me, man.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, look, I don't bet the farm. It wasn't like the money that I lost. It wasn't like it didn't hurt me. I didn't. I'm still living. I'm still in my house. I ain't outside. Not like that.
Yeah.
But it happens, man. And like I didn't really. Yeah, I seen the guy on the internet. He'd been around for a while. I talked to him on the phone for a couple months. We sending emails back and forth for months, right? And I sent them some money over twice, and it was me and a whole lot of other people. He said he was starting something, some type of Bitcoin or whatever, and he just didn't do what he said he was going to do. He just, after about 2 years, he took all the money and ran and stopped accepting phone calls and everything. And I'm like, oh,
yeah,
okay,
I need to hear that.
Yeah, that happens. There's always some type of risk involved. So I knew what I was signing up for, so I wasn't bad,
Yeah.
But it happens,
I get that.
Yeah. So if you were, I guess, talking to a new person today that wanted to get into crypto, what type of advice would you give to him or her?
What I tell folks is that I treat it like a savings account. So I treat it like a savings account, and particularly treat it like a savings account where instead of buying your vices, you're putting that money in crypto and you're treating it like a savings account. When I say treat something like a savings account, what I'm saying is that the same way that you put the money in, you don't worry about it, you put it in your savings account, you just got it there for a rainy day, do the same thing. When I say about you utilizing the money from your vices, let's say your things is going to Starbucks every morning. Try putting that money in crypto for a month, right? Every time that you think about it, every time you think about buying Starbucks, put that same amount of money into crypto. And don't think about it. Do that for a month. Do that for 6 months. Do that for a year, right? And see where it takes you. It was when I was unemployed, it was investments that I had made a couple years earlier that allowed me to basically replace my income. I was unemployed for a year. And it was investments that I had made a couple years before that saved that saved me, man.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
That's good. So when it comes to what platforms do you recommend? Because there's a lot of them. There's Coinbase. There's a lot of. But does it make a difference? What platform you use to get access?
Usually the difference is in user interface. How easy is the user interface to use, and also fees. Those are probably the two biggest biggest factors. And I will say that I've been using Coinbase for years. Gemini is a good platform as well. I like their user interface. I was using platforms that are no longer around anymore as well, right? So that's how long I've been in this space. But as far as the major partners right now, I even had a crypto.com account. Who else? SBF, Sam Bankman-Friedman. What company was his? I forgot the name of the exchange. Good riddance to him. But they're currently, like I said, there are a number. The main two that I've recommended to people are Coinbase as well as Gemini.
Yeah. I've been using Coinbase for how long? About 10 years now. About 10 years now. Yeah. Coinbase is it's easy to navigate. And that's
Yep.
that's the problem with a lot of these platforms. A lot of them are not easy to navigate. You know,
Yep.
it's not like they don't make it easy. You gotta really search. You gotta click on this. And it might be a drop down tab on this. Like I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that was there. You know?
Yep.
Yeah, they don't. A lot of times they don't make it easy. And the apps can be slow. Certain ones, you know. So it's pros and cons with all these things, apps and websites, and then the fees. Some of them will have fees, and then some of them will say we don't have no fees, but they have hidden fees. You know.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah, it's pros and cons with all of these apps and websites. Seems like, you know. Yeah. So what's NFTs? How does that work? And does NFT stand for something? No?
Yes. NFTs stand for non-fungible tokens.
Okay.
Right. Non-fungible tokens. Basically, to understand what that means is fungibility means. Are you able to see me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Perfect. Fungibility means that I'm able to take $100 and turn it into 10 tens. That $10, those $10 I'm able to turn into 10 ones, right? That's fungibility, able to break it down, right? And particularly in crypto, that means that if I get a token, I can have, I could buy 1/100th of a token. I could buy 1/1000th of a token. What a non-fungible token means that I can only buy that one thing. Let me give you an example. An example of a non-fungible token would be like a ticket to a venue, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I split that ticket up? No, right?
Mm.
I can't split that ticket up. Can I split up? I get a Morgan silver dollar, right? Can I split that token up? Can I split that coin up? Technically, I can, but it no longer holds the value. It's no longer a Morgan silver dollar. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Right. So non-fungible tokens are basically what they've been used as are containers for digital art, for tickets, right? Most of the time people are like, oh, well, why am I buying a monkey picture? Right, with a Bored Ape. And it's not so much that you're buying a monkey picture. What actually they were doing was the picture represented the community that you were buying into.
Okay.
So if you had this particular thing and people are like, well, can't I just make a copy of the picture? Yes, you could make a copy of the picture, but the NFT shows that you're the one that actually owns it, because there's somebody who issued the NFT, right? And then that person can see who actually has it. So you could walk in and one person has just the picture and the other person has the picture with the NFT. And the NFT, like I said, is this container for this digital art, but it also has, think of it almost like a serial number as well. So I can check and validate ownership of that particular piece of art, that ticket, that watch, that anything that you decide that you want to add an NFT to. The NFT is just the digital container for that thing. Are there any other places that you might need me to clarify?
No, I understand. Yeah, because what I started seeing the athletes and entertainers using it. I think one of the first people was Snoop,
Justin Bieber, and what they were doing, what would happen is you would hear, oh, this Bored Ape sold for $1 million, blah blah blah. Those Bored Apes didn't sell for $1 million. What would happen is they would give those NFTs, the Bored Apes, to these high profile celebrities, get the celebrities to come to events. And so then that drove the hype for everybody else to buy a Bored Ape, because that meant that if you had a Bored Ape, you were invited to their exclusive events and you got to network with these people.
Oh, okay.
So the celebrities never paid for them.
Okay.
But But they said, oh, it sold for $1 million, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. Okay, maybe what happened is that the venture capital money that you got was $1 million, or it was part $10 million, and you paid this person $1 million, and then you said, hey, I'm gonna give you this NFT as a result.
Okay. Yeah, see, I didn't really know it worked like that. Because, you know, people were asking, hey, when I buy this thing, well, this, you know, a lot of people will call it a digital cartoon character, bro. Yeah. It was like, man, when I buy this thing, what do I get out of this? I'm like, hey, I don't know, bro. I ain't never bought it, so I can't tell you. Yeah. You know, but people were asking, that was like a question, like, hey, what am I supposed to do with this? What value does this really hold? I don't know, bro. You know, you know, but and then you have some influencers online. They started using it too, but of course they don't have the you know, star power like a celebrity would, if somebody like Snoop and some of these athletes. So because they wouldn't have the traffic, as much traffic, they wouldn't have as much people going to their NFTs. So you know, it's but behind the scenes, I didn't know how everything was operating like that. You know, yeah. So I guess where do you see? I mean, there's no definite, but where do you see a lot of NFTs? Where do you see it going in the near future? And you know, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, people have their opinions on what they think or whatever, which is understandable. But where do you see it going in the near future?
Well, currently, right now, California is putting their car registrations. Is it the registrations on the blockchain? Car titles, excuse me. Their car titles on the blockchain. Well, basically, all they did is they've created NFTs for car titles. Right? So we're going to see the trend is called real world asset tokenization, RWA tokenization, real world asset tokenization. And that's a fancy way of saying we're creating NFTs for actual physical items. We're creating NFTs for financial instruments so that we can track them easier and that they can move and settle faster. See, with blockchain, with blockchain, it's instant settlement. What do I mean? That the only way that I'm able to send you something is if you sent me something, or I can have it where the moment that I send you an NFT, you're not having to wait 3 to 5 days for the transaction to clear. Right? If I send you $100,000 in ETH, I'm not waiting 7 business days, 5 business days for the transaction to finally settle. Right? So the what we're going to see with crypto in general is we're going to see this wider and greater adoption, especially because of President Trump, of his focus on digital assets and wanting to make America the #1 place for digital assets in the world. And that stemmed from a conversation that I had with President Trump back in 2022 about, hey, it's important that we make the United States a leader in blockchain, that we focus on blockchain education, right? So that's crypto, that's digital assets. And now with the tokenization, NFTs, and real world asset tokenization part of it, is now you're going to have more open databases where people are able to see transactions that actually happen. So you'll be able to see the car being transferred without having to go to the DMV to go do that. The part that people are working on right now, but you know, it's a lot of competition, is putting mortgage records on the blockchain and making the title to a house an NFT, making your genealogy and trust NFTs, right? One of the things that I worked on was making your trust documents an NFT.
Yeah, man, that's a good idea. because when people pass away and you got 2-3 wills and all kind of trusts show up, you don't know which one. You're like, hey man, which one is real? The last one. The last one is really a fraud. But that's even here or there. But so I think that's a good idea, man. Put that on NFTs. Oh yeah, So I can talk to you all day about this stuff, man. But I respect your time and everything. So if people wanted to reach out to you and find out more information about you, where would they go to?
drjamarmontgomery.com. Dr. Jamar Montgomery, the same way it's spelled, except with no period right here. No period right here. Dr. Jamar Montgomery on TikTok. Dr. Jamar Montgomery on Instagram. Dr. Jamar Montgomery on YouTube.
There you have it. Like, share this episode. All links will be found in the show notes. Until next time, we're out. Peace.
Whether you're into unsolved mysteries, solved mysteries, or creating your own mysteries, Amazon Music's got millions of podcast episodes waiting. Just download the Amazon Music app and start listening to your favorite podcasts ad-free, included with Prime.